Here we are in Barbara Dill's shop out on the west end past Richmond in Rockville. And Barbara, I want to thank you for doing this interview today. I'm going to let you tell a little bit of your history and how you got into this.
Okay.
So
how I got
ahead.
into wood turning?
How you got into wood turning?
Well, I was a nurse, and my last job was at MCV's ER. I have a master's in psychiatric nursing, and I was doing a lot of psychiatric stuff in the ER. I saw that there was a carving class, and I'd never worked with wood, and I'd seen a beautiful bowl in the Smithsonian magazine that I lusted after, so I started taking a carving class with Sid Morton. And I fell passionately in love with wood, so I set up a little thing in my living room, and I had a mallet and a chisel, and I'd come out of the ER and go home and make a lot of dust, and not dust, but chips. And in the summer of '90, I went to Arrowmont in Gatlinburg, and I took a wood turning class, and I was fascinated by it. I came home, bought a great big lathe, went back the next 2 summers, had fabulous teachers for a week each summer, and then I thought, well, you know, I'm going to just play and enjoy. And I made mostly bowls and vessels and went to craft shows, and at least I could pay for my toys.
You could support your habit.
That's right, I could support my habit. I moved out here in 2003. I was able to build this wonderful shop. I was able to be a lot more creative because of the silence and the peace here. And
this is actually just an amazing space. I don't know if we're getting it on camera right now, but I'll make sure that we get some of the pieces that are in here. It's a treasure. I mean, everywhere you look, you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that. There's just so many pieces. But I cut you off. Go ahead.
That's
Keep
fine.
going.
Yeah. So I do believe that this place gave me the space and my freedom to not be a production turner because my partner made enough money to cover our bills. So I was free to play and experiment and not produce and produce. So
if you could give one word, one sentence, couple sentences of wisdom when somebody is wanting to start to actually be in the wood, what would you tell them?
I think the key for anything that I always try to teach people is to start simple. Because to me it's like playing a guitar. If you know 3 chords on a guitar, you can play thousands of songs. Well, do you want a little snippet of what I figured out, or
yeah,
what?
I think so.
All right.
You want to talk about it first? Is that better?
No, it's better to
show.
Be on the lathe, to have a piece of wood there, and then to show that there are only 2 ways to move the axis, and there are only 2 outcomes, and show that, and bam, I think in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So the first, I'm just going to make this round. Mesmerizing, just the whole process of turning wood. It's magical. So think about all the architectural items that are made from spindles, like rungs of chairs and spindles that go up stairways and architectural things. They're all done on one axis and they're all symmetrical, and it's all a combination of either a bead, a cove, or a V-cut. And the amount of differences you can get with those one axis and those profiles is enormous. When you start changing the axis, there are some things that become quite important. The only way you can change an axis on a spindle, there are only 2 ways you can change an axis relative to that center axis that I just used. I can move it the same distance and direction on each end and make it parallel to that center axis. So now when I turn that wood, I turn the speed down and move the tool rest, but turn it, and now
you can see it, yeah.
There's solid wood, and that solid wood is what's between the headstock and the tailstock, and there's that air wood. And now I'm going to turn the lathe off. I'm going to adjust the tool rest so that it's close to the wood. Now what I can do on that parallel axis is I can create a profile just in that air wood, or I can go all the way to the solid wood and create a profile. So I'll do both of those things, because now you can see that I've gone through the air wood, and now I can create a profile, whether it be a bead or a cove. I'll make a little bead. On that solid wood. I've gone through the air wood, and off center I've created a profile on that solid wood. and this is parallel axis. So now I'll just move one end, and the other end is still on that parallel axis, but now it's a twisted axis. And this time I'm just going to create a cove. But I've captured the solid wood, and then I can do anything I want. I did a cove just for simplicity's sake. Perfect. So now you have a way to think about this. There are 4 families of multi-axis spindles. Arc type, circular type, parallel axis, and twisted axis. So those make 4 quadrants, and those are 4 families. And then there are a million other variables that apply to each quadrant. So that's it in a nutshell.
I want to thank you so much for having us out. It's taken me so long to get out here, but this is wonderful, and thanks for sharing what you do and how you create. And thank you again for sharing it with the world and people that want to learn how to do this. And I want to suggest to everybody to be loyal to local, which is think, shop, buy local. We've got lots of wood turners that are in the area. Barbara is one of them that shows at Crossroads Art Center, so you can find her work there. But Woodcrafters is also loyal to local, and they are a great place to go learn and to buy your tools and enjoy the wood turning and woodcraft. So thank you again, Barbara, for having us out to this oasis.
My pleasure. I'm glad you came.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thank
I've always
you.
admired you.
Thank you.